if somebody is a journalist and is telling me, I completed my course at such and such a university as a journalist, and I've been looking for the jobs, I've failed. For me, I cannot employ you for 3 years and you're seated there, cannot find a job, and you're a journalist. Being a journalist doesn't mean that you're supposed to go to somebody's radio station or television station and do something. What other things can you do as a journalist? My name is Sister Denis Samanya, and I am the Associate Dean at Uganda Martyrs University in the School of Arts and Social Sciences. This one bachelor holder who was going to a course of 3 years are not able to produce the same style of the best style of work with the professionalism. There's something lacking. And I wouldn't like to say it's the system. For me, I look at it as the personality of the person. Maybe the system gave you the exposure and was not open to that. These days you have students, they come to the university because the parents have said so. Because he failed to get the marks or the credits that are needed for the course he wanted, and they tell him, you go and do this course. That person has no interest, has no ability. Those are the people you are going to find in hostels, sleeping from morning to evening, and they come to class only when they feel like. And by the time they come to wake up, the course is already gone. He has missed the basics. And then try to maneuver here and there to get the papers, to get the credits. Maneuvering means that you always look for simple or easy ways of getting marks. That is, those are people you find going to artificial intelligence and chat GPT, and they put in the question and they just cut and paste. They don't relate it. We don't see their brains in what they are producing or what they have submitted, because they are trying to catch up with the time they lost. But the other person is shapeable. But this one who has no sense of direction, you're going to take a lot of time. You are going to go into soft touch so that you get somebody out of that. Sometimes you fail to get something out of such a person. That person, in case somebody sympathizes with him or her, that style of a graduate or a bachelor holder who has been sleeping in the hostel and wakes up very late and tries to get the bachelor's degree in her own way, that one is not going to do the job. Wherever you employ him or her is not going to do the job. Because he's used to maneuvering or getting through in his own cheating manner. He's not always going to think that I will find my way out through my own styles. So you employ that person, he has very good papers, but cannot deliver. And yes, somebody who has never been to school is delivering. You just guide that person and he understands, and because he's used to fend for himself or herself. That one can't be self-driven. So there is that gap. I usually call such people who pursue bachelors and they are not serious, or they are being forced to do the course and they have no interest. I look at them as broilers, because the broiler is always in the room. It is fed, moves one distance, it sits. A broiler style of employee will never do the work the way.
No, it's just like you're saying that the system is perfect. It's like we, the students, who always have the fault. I
won't say it's only the student. I've talked on one side of the student, but also you can find me a lecturer I'm in the style of that bachelor holder. I'm a lecturer. I also came to look for a job in my own way. Or I was also passing the system of that style, and I didn't get enough training the way it's supposed to be. And I come to teach you. What do you think I'm going to teach you? I'm also going to teach you the way I was taught. Maybe even worse, because I may not have the rightful background of teaching, but I can do other things. But because the word has given me that, I come to teach as a last resort. So I can also find that there are lecturers who cannot deliver, who cannot help. They don't have time. But these days people are multitasking. They don't have time to waste with the people who are not moving. There are other things to do. So sometimes you can also find that type of lecturer, of a teacher of that nature, and doesn't touch the needs of the student. And you may find there are some active students. They're always looking for a lecturer and is nowhere to be seen. And if he's there, he's also he has his problems and cannot concentrate on what he's supposed to do. So such type, that's what I want to say, that it can be both sides. Can be on the side of the student, can also be on the side of me as a lecturer. Some lecturers are very talented. We are different. Yes, it can be on both sides. Where you say that students or journalists of today are lacking, it can be on both sides. Either side.
For students who feel like their degrees is not bringing in any kind of income to them, is there any kind of non-negotiable skills which you can give us, those ones who say that our degrees can't be able to bring money to us?
I feel each and every degree can bring in money. Why do I say so? For me, I don't want students who come to study and they think they are going to look for jobs. I want to educate somebody who is going to create a job. So when you come for a course, especially at this degree stage, I expect you to put up something in line to what you have learned. I am happy about the government and the new curriculum. It shapes students to be able to fend for themselves, to find practical ways of growing their professions. That's what we also need. So much so that when we are teaching these people, we don't teach them to go and look for jobs. We teach them to create, to be job creators. A job creator will always try to find out, how do I get money out of this knowledge I have? As long as it is positive. Somebody can try to look for money in an unethical way, or in a bad style. But if somebody is focused, you are a journalist. How did you manage to get this camera you have? Did you first wait for somebody to employ you in order to get the camera? You definitely had to know that I need this gadget. And you didn't go to the parents. You had to do some other side jobs so that you get the money and you got the camera and it's yours. The moment a person struggles to get something like that, or to create a job, or to get some money out of his sweat, that person is going to be responsible. And that camera cannot allow it to be stolen. You're going to keep it because you know how much you paid for it. So this is the same thing. If somebody is a journalist and is telling me, I completed my course at such and such a university as a journalist, and I've been looking for the jobs, I've failed. For me, I cannot employ you. for 3 years and you are seated there, you cannot find a job, and you're a journalist. Being a journalist doesn't mean that you're supposed to go to somebody's radio station or television station and do something. What other things can you do as a journalist? These days, there's quite a lot you can do. Some people are marketing themselves through creating. They do TikTok, they do so many things, and they market themselves. Recently, one of my students was telling me, somebody called me from NTV, that he has been watching my YouTube things and would like to take me and would like me to have a recommendation. I just rushed and made a recommendation for her because I see what she's doing is marketing her. And so if somebody has recognized that person, why should I stand in her way? What does she need? I just look, what does she need? And if I can provide, why not? Because it's a young person, has never got any experience, and that is opening avenues for such a person. You never know. Even NTV people may not take her. But that mere fact that somebody from somewhere has seen you is already a marketing tool for you. You can put there your application. If it is not worked on today, somebody's going to find it on the shelf and will say, I need this one, because this one has opened an avenue for you. So people should not sit there and say, I'm looking forward to be employed in NBS. NBS needs somebody who has experience, who can stand for him or herself, for him or herself. And if you can't stand, then who is going to take you? You definitely have to begin somewhere so that those big media houses can also find you somewhere and they get you. So, saying that our jobs are not marketable, we are tear gas, what? No, there's a way you can avoid tear gas and also remain a person or remain relevant in the society.
We usually find challenging collecting capital to start up any kind of thing, be it business, be it our kind of channels on YouTube, whatever we can be able to earn a living. For young people starting with zero kind of capital, what is the most effective way to build a professional quality?
You have said it right. People start with zero capital. Most people begin from zero. But I would like to say zero, because your head is the first capital you have. What plans do you have in the head? Is it a must that I should begin with money, which I don't have? If you don't have money, what are the available channels that can get you the money you want or you need? I can do agriculture, and you know that within one year, my bananas will be doing. I sell them and I do. Somebody said, I'll give myself 60 months. Your head, that's the first capital you have to get what you want. I want to find you in that struggle, trying to get some bit of money, and then I say, I have my 1M here. I have my 500,000. Can you put it in that business? There are also other abilities you have. Can you make use of them so that they can lead you to where you want to go? And those people who have been cared for by parents, when a parent pays your tuition and you graduate, he looks at you as somebody who can stand by him or herself, or who has the head to do some things. Don't pester the parents. Help them, just go them for guidance. I need this and this, I see this. The parent can give you money when he sees that your thinking is now mature. You can stand. You are looking for the rightful way. So you give that parent that energy to go deep in his pocket, say, okay, get this money, go and meet so and so. Those parents have people also in different areas. Why don't we ask them to help us? But when a parent sees you rolling around in your bed, the bed you have been in during your studies, and now you are there rolling left and right, and yet you are supposed to be looking for money, and yet they come back and they give you the money, same money which is going to go to the same young brother or young sister of yours, you are frustrating them. Let us also, when you do such courses, use our brains to get in the do. There are also some small-scale businesses at home. How do you engage in them to multiply the earnings of that small-scale business? Because when you multiply it, I don't think the parent can fail to give you part of that, because they've seen you putting in effort, as you wait for somebody to employ you, as you wait to get enough money to go and set up yours. I don't know whether I'm answering your question now. So that is my thinking.
Sister, I had a comment from one of my fellow. He was working, and yet later on, he was forced to leave. He was fired. Now, according to you, what kind of advice do you give him?
Somebody was working.
Yeah, and then his kind of period of working ended
The
without being
contract
at.
was given a contract.
Yeah,
And
without
when the
being
contract
retained.
ended, he was not retained.
Yeah, what can he be able to do to survive, rather than just being busy visiting friends, doing whatsoever, or trying to live in a life which.
For me, when a contract ends and people are not ready to renew your contract, there are reasons. Either the job you have been doing, they have got some machines or some people who are multitasking and can take it on. They don't have enough capital to pay for your salary, and they want to cut down the staff, and you are the right person they can throw away, which means there's something also lacking in you. If we have 10 staff members and you are eligible to be thrown out, and we retain the 8 or the 9, and you're among the 2 people we are sending away, there is a criteria they follow. Who can we retain this one? Let us go away with this one. Why is the employer throwing you away? Because you are throwable. Doesn't see the value in you that you can sustain his or her company. So whenever you are employed, make sure you work and satisfy the employer that somebody cannot throw you out like that. In case that comes, you are the first person to say, we need so and so. I need this one. Let him not go. Even if they can't pay for it, say, let him remain working on our things here. You never know, a gap can be created and they reinstate you. Never, when you get employed, never allow a person to throw you away. Hook the cap to the company that they feel bad to let you to throw you away. But if I don't have anything that makes me feel bad, that so one of my employer A, B, C, D is going to go away, I'm detached from you because there's no added value to my company, then I throw you away. But if there is added value, I don't see why you should go away from here, and I'm going to miss you. I'll try by all means to fix you somewhere, however much I may be giving you little, but you remain there and growing your talents. That's also another thing. I don't know whether I'm answering your question.
So I do believe, sister.
So such a person who is thrown away, and or with genuine reasons, it is better you go into your room, sit down, say, why have they thrown me away? But don't begin from a bad note that these people are bad. Say, why, of all people, why me? The more you ask yourself why, it's going to help you build up a character and go for another job and remain. But if you're not ready for a change, if you don't take it positively, then also your mind to grow is going to be blocked. So to work better for the next job, you are going to block it. So when somebody chases you, at sometimes it might be a blessing in disguise. Let them throw you away so that you can land into something else, because you have learned from the hardest time, and then you change the personality or the characters or the behavior that made you lose the other job.
Sister, I do believe that you've at a particular time faced some kind of hierarchies like failure. How can someone like in our age handle such?
It is always said that failure is part of life. But when you fail, Don't remain consoling yourself. For me, I failed. It's like if somebody falling down and remain there. For me, I've fallen down. I will never. When person falls down, just finds a way of jumping out of the falling point and goes to do something else. Well, some people even jump out because they don't want people to see them. So when we fall, we should always find the strength to get out of that fall. Either you may fall because of the friends you have who are pulling you down always. So when the fall happens, study it very well. What has made me fail? Those questions ask yourself are giving you the stamina to go back and begin again and learn from your failure. Like a person applies for an interview, and for the first interview, they don't take you, you fail. The next interview, you fail. The third interview should not make it. You should do it by all means so that you pass it. The most important thing is to find out, why did I fail here? If you don't ask your question, then it will not help you to make up for the best in the next interview. So, when somebody fails or misses on the chance he has been working for, it's not the end of the world. Gain strength. G up, stand up. Hook with people who can console you. The friends who are laughing at you, don't go there because they were getting frustrations. Look for the person who can help you get out of that. With the ideas, with the guidance people give, then you can jump out of that. And also pray to the Lord for the rightful job, rightful avenues. Those things can open up anytime.
How much is your success do attribute to who knows you or what you know that made you to achieve that success? In layman, like how did people contribute to the where you managed to reach, or your skills or efforts made you to reach where you are?
Okay, there's quite a number of people who have contributed to my success. But I think those people who contribute to my success have seen my abilities, my readiness to do the job. Like when you know to go for journalism, I was a teacher by profession. So my superior general looks at me and says, they are looking for somebody to go and work in the radio. But we see you can do it. She saw some potential in me. But for me, I was saying, I'm not going for journalism. I want to be a teacher. Then he sent one of the priests who was in charge of the radio. He came to me. And I maintained my idea. I don't want to go for journalism. For me, I want to be a teacher. There's one statement that priest made. He said, yes, you want to be a teacher. And I see a teacher in you. But when you work on the radio, you're going to teach the whole world. You see how he's using what I know, what I am, to attract me to. That's how he attracted me to journalism. When he said, you are going to teach the whole world, that rang in my mind. I said, oh, teaching the whole world? That denying or refusing went away. I slept awake looking for that time when I would go to study. So they were looking for me to go and study in Italy, Gregorian University. That's why they took me. And I went and I did my first year and I came back. So, your question was?
How did you, basing on what you've attained,
what I am has been built by the people who know me, who have helped me to go an extra mile with what I have. And also your attitude. Don't remain in what you think that is going to work for you. Usually those people come into your life to open up avenues. Don't be so rigid in what you think that is the best. Some people have seen already what you are, what you can, and they want to expand it. Give them a chance. Open up, think wide also from where you are. So from teaching from secondary school, now here I am in a university. which I thought I couldn't do. But now here I am. It's because of that person who came to me and said you can teach at a wider range. So members or whoever is listening or watching this, avenues come like that. People may know us better. And when they have areas where they need you, they always look for your talent, your ability, so that you can go there and do the needful. And when you get there, use all your potential, maximize it, give the people what you can, and help them also grow.
Sister, if you were advising heads of universities or government bodies majorly in charge of the education sector, what kind of radical change you would like for them to change in particular sector to ensure that the next generation can be able to be of purpose?
I think the government has already seen it.